starting with a corpus of just 40 lakhs and with no working knowledge as far as ingredients and formulations are concerned when it comes to the FMCG space, to becoming one of India's most well-known, iconic and not to mention trusted brands when it comes to the FMCG and the baby care space. Well, that's the meteoric rise of Mamaearth. I had the pleasure and the privilege of catching up with Ghazal Alagh. She is the co-founder and chief innovation officer of Mamaearth. She's also the chief mom or the chief mama. It's a very free-flowing conversation and chat where I spoke to her about what it means to have grown and seen the kind of growth they've seen in just about 7 years, to the unicorn status, and her advice for fellow entrepreneurs, especially working moms, about retaining and finding their niche in the market. Listen. Mamaearth was founded in 2016 to make skincare routines natural and toxic-free. This, along with being safe. This is India and Asia's first brand with a made-in safe certified products for babies and a unicorn in the D2C segment that is in just 4 years. In this exclusive Make in India series, I'm highlighting India's real gems and marvels. I caught up with Ghazal Alagh of the brand to know what it means to be a leader in their space and how they achieved their dreams from scratch. Over the last 6 years, the unicorn has diversified its products across categories like skincare, beauty care, hair care, cosmetics, and offers products for men as well. So good having you with us, Ghazal.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know for all the years we've been planning to sort of catch up and shoot in person. Either we've shot virtually or we've not had the chance, or shot with your better half?
Yes, who's also the co-founder of Mamaearth.
You're co-founder of Mamaearth and your partner in the business. But I'm so glad to be doing this interview with you today.
Hey, thank you. So glad myself.
I can't help but notice that your mug says
Chief Mom.
And you're known as Chief Mama here at Mamaearth.
Yes, that's my so-called designation in the office, because when we had started out, it was actually just me and Varun for the first 3 months. And when we said, what are we going to have on our business cards? What is the title that we want to give ourselves? We thought a lot, and then we said, something like a CXO, etc. just did not make sense or bring that emotion out the way we were invested in building something, right? So we decided, hey, we've just become parents. We're launching a brand which is called Mamaearth, which brings out that emotion, something that talks about, the care, the nurturing that you do with your child. And similar was what we wanted to bring with the product launches in the brand as well. So we said, hey, we'll figure that out later. Let's just keep Chief Mom and Chief Dad, because we were doing everything and anything around the brand the way we were doing around the baby that point of time.
And since then, you've had your
second
baby.
Yes.
So now you have 3 babies, with Mamaearth being the first?
Now I have 7 babies with Mamaearth being the first. Yes, so we had, with Agastya being the first, right? So we had Agastya. Because of Agastya, we had Mamaearth. Then we had the Mama Co, which is another brand that we launched. We acquired Be Blunt. We now have Aqualogica, Ayuga, Dr. Sheth, Be Blunt, and now 4 months back I've had my second son, Ayan. So it's like seven babies in total.
Your brands are all here for us to see. So 4 in-house brands, 3 that you've acquired. So it's a fantastic journey you've had.
Thank you.
And not least amongst those is the unicorn status that you've got, gotten just not too recently, but the unicorn status. I'll come to that in a moment. But just talking about then your role at the company, and I would love to know, is that your leadership style? Because walking into your office, one gets a very warm, very young vibe. And is that typically your leadership style? Would you describe it as such?
So I don't know. It's just been 6 years into this business. I don't know if I have like an established leadership style, but something that is really close to my heart is being compassionate, right? And that is something that I've been particular about from very early on. I bring that with myself when I enter this office. When I was raising my first son, Agastya, and also trying to work, there were a few difficulties that I faced, right? Very early on, I still remember we had quit our full-time jobs and we were just getting started with Mamaearth, and there were multiple occasions where I was holding Agastya in one hand and a phone in the other to have conversations with people, trying to figure out stuff. And at a lot of places, I heard this comment that, Ghazal, talk to us when the baby is asleep. If you can't manage the baby, how will you manage work? What is going to be your long-term plan? Because we don't see you invested as much in business as you're in kids. Wow. And that was something that stayed with me for a very, very long time, for that matter, very early on. That also ended up giving me that mom guilt and entrepreneur guilt, right? Both of which were really strong. And you start questioning and doubting yourself if you're worthy enough, if you can do this or not. And at that point of time, I realized that there were other people as well who were being compassionate, who were trying to understand the situation that I was in, who knew that leaving your full-time job to start something is not easy, and one needs to be respected for taking that risk. And when I experienced that from this other set of people, I strongly felt that if ever I'm able to do something in life, this is what I want to be known for. That if there is any way to ease it out for women at work, for moms at work, I would go to any extent to do that. Okay. And that's where the chief mom still holds relevant, right?
But have things gotten easier now that you are Mamaearth?
Things have definitely gotten easier. People do take us much more seriously now compared to when we had started out.
We are here at your office.
Please come.
In Gurgaon. And we are going to be heading into, of course, your R&D setup here.
Yes, that's our laboratory.
And I was quite fascinated to learn that when you started out, you started because you wanted to have those safe ingredients, those safe products that you're putting on your baby's skin. And you actually started by doing it yourself. But now for anyone who wants to put something that they can trust on their skin, how's the market evolved?
I would say when we had started out, there was actually very, very few brands who were actually talking about safety when it came to personal care, or talking about natural ingredients or toxic ingredients that should not be used on baby skin or on adult skin. So what we were using on adult skin was also going on a baby's skin, and what was banned in countries outside of India was being very, very widely used here in Indian products. And that's what took me aback, that why do they think that Indian babies don't deserve nice, good, healthy ingredients, and why are we putting some of these ingredients which are known to harm a baby's skin? And my son actually got severe rashes when I was applying some of the Indian products on him. And that's where I started importing products from outside of India, reading the labels, trying to, our doctor used to call us Google parents, because even the medicines that he was prescribing for the baby, we ended up Googling and finding out that if it was safe. We were paranoid around anything and everything that was getting close to the baby. So I think that's where my tryst with ingredients and research and all of that started. And of course, at that point of time, we come from a middle-class family. Importing products from outside of India was not just inconvenient, it was very expensive. And I was a hoarder. I used to have this one cupboard full of products, and by the time, I picked up a bottle to use it on my son, half of them were very close to expiry date. So I ended up wasting a lot of money as well. And like a regular wife, I used to crib in front of Varun. Why is nobody doing anything about it?
And he said, go do something about
it. Yes, he was like, why don't you try? Give it a shot. And that's literally how we started.
I'm going to take a quick break on that note. We're back in just a moment, but our unicorn in focus tonight, none other than Mamaearth. Welcome back. You're with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow Unicorn Edition. In focus tonight is Mamaearth. We are going to now see the state-of-art technology that you have.
Absolutely,
I'm going to
please.
follow you.
Please
and
come.
just get a sneak peek at your lab. Thanks. Oh, amazing. I'm so excited to be where all of the products, you're doing your innovation, your R&D.
This is where the magic happens.
Absolutely, and it smells amazing in here. So we were just talking about how when you started, there was no one else doing what you were doing. My question is really, are you talking perhaps to the urban parents, the parents who have a little bit of disposable income, the parents who travel, who are doing their reading, who are the Google moms and dads perhaps, or are you also talking to the tier 3 and the tier 4?
So when we had started out, honestly, we said that we are going to serve this long tail of consumers, and we found market in the urban, the tier 1 cities initially, right? But as of now, we are as much catering parents of tier 2, tier 3 and beyond as much as tier 1, and for that matter, the split is almost 50-50. So I think that everybody, the tier 2, tier 3 consumers are evolving. They want the best for themselves. They are looking for options, and serving them directly through D2C and our own website just makes it so simple for them to even look for us, find us, and then place orders and then get the product delivered, which was very difficult, I think about 7-8 years back. 2 years back, we realized that there is a whole different set of consumers who are looking for active ingredient based products, and nobody in India was doing that. It was largely being served only through the doctor channel, and these products were only available at the chemist. But these products were under cosmetic license, right? And that's where we said that if consumers are looking for it, if some of these products and ingredients are already available in India, somebody should do something about it. And then again, we stepped up. We said we are going to be the ones. We launched the Derma company, where we said that every product that we come up with is going to have a potent percentage of active ingredients. So for example, a 10% niacinamide serum or a 2% salicylic acid, which actually works to solve some of the skin concerns. And similarly, we have been, we listen to our consumers really well. We have been at it. We have now developed some tech tools which help us to listen better to them, and hence any innovation in any of the brands is usually data-led instead of just gut-based, and that has worked to our favor.
And since you're saying strategy, I want to understand the O2O strategy that a lot of brands are adopting, including yourself. Just give us your thoughts on that, the online and the offline model. Going forward, this multi-channel strategy and the omni-channel strategy, what role is it going to play for businesses like yourself?
See, for us, it's very, very clear. We want to be present wherever our consumers want to see us.
Okay.
If they want to see us online, we'll be there online. If they want to see us offline, we'll be there. If they want us to have stores which are specifically to us to experience products better, to learn about our products better, we'll be there, and we're exploring that channel through our exclusive stores, EBOs, right? So I think for any brand to succeed, you have to listen to the consumer and then be present where they want you to be, rather than you deciding which is that channel that you want to opt for. And that's where success lies. When you're new, you want to look out for who is your consumer and want to define them sharply, right? That this is my target audience. Online helps you do that. But now at the stage that we are right now, we are also realizing how important offline as a channel is. So I would say for any business, launch strategy might be what you're capable of doing at that point of time, but eventually to grow business and scale it up, you have to be present where your consumer wants to see you.
What are the biggest challenges, and how have you converted them to opportunities? Just take a step back, sitting where you are right now, for a small business which is watching this interview. I'm not talking about a female entrepreneur, male entrepreneur, etc. I'm not talking also specific to the industry or the category you're in. Just your biggest challenges in this growth journey that you've seen, and your advice.
See, I'm a person who talks from heart, right?
Yeah.
And I will not shy away from talking about some of the, hindrances or self-doubts that I had for various reasons. I think when I had started out, a lot of people used to ask me that you don't have any relevant experience. You're getting into a category which is so dominated by larger giants, etc. And there are so many people who are experienced enough.
Yeah.
What is it that you bring to the table? And at that point of time, I still remember that my cover-up answer used to be that I'm a mom and I bring that understanding of what different moms need. And that was my way of covering up, while in the background I was actually talking to more than 1,000 moms month on month, just to understand if what we were thinking or what we were planning to do or the product ideas, they were able to relate with it or not. So there was actual work going on, but just that self-doubt, right? It gets on to you that you don't have experience and hence are you capable enough? And my broader message is that there will be a lot of self-doubts, there will be a lot of guilt around not being able to do something better, but you have to have faith in yourself, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to say that, hey, I don't know this and it's fine, I'm going to figure it out. Till the time you have that attitude, you will keep moving forward.
I think
Please.
take a tour of your office, and this is a beautiful office that you have, very vibrant like we were discussing.
Thank you. Please come.
So the larger piece as well, and you were saying we were just figuring it out initially. Oh, I have to discuss your art as well, because I know you're a passionate artist and you refer to that.
Yes,
but
I am.
Along with all the other things that you've been talking about, also I want to talk about your fundraising journey.
A lot of people are trusting us and have put their hard-earned money and a lot of confidence in us, and I hope we are able to live up to it. It just helps us do a lot better when it comes to getting up every morning and trying to scale the business, build it to be something larger.
So we're doing a series of interviews and conversations around Atmanirbhar with businesses that are making in India, for India, are proudly wearing that Indian tag, businesses such as yourself. Why aren't we seeing more businesses like yours?
I think we are seeing a lot of brands like Mamaearth now coming up, of course with different propositions, but all of these are homegrown, all of these are made in India for the Indian consumer, as they say, right? So the things are definitely getting towards the better side. I think till date, what we were accustomed to say yes to were products that were being made outside of India.
Yeah.
For different skin people, and we were saying that that R&D is what we are going to get into India, and then Indian consumers should also actually accept those products and start using them.
So let's then come back to the painting. Is this yours?
This is mine, yes.
Fantastic.
I did that.
So I understand you paint to try and relieve the day's stresses and to sort of detach and help you get away. Do you get time to do that anymore? What with everything happening?
It took me a lot of time. It took me almost 25 years to realize that painting was my passion. I did not have any education in that. So I did go to New York. I got trained there for about 8 months. I got a degree. I came back. I sold my works. Thankfully, there were people kind enough to also buy them and pay money for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's taken a back seat since we've started Mamaearth. But I can't completely detach myself from it. I still paint when things are very stressful or I feel that I need to take a break.
We were talking about the lack of time, and of course you have a newborn and you have another child as well. But what that has perhaps brought to you as an entrepreneur and as a leader is the fact that you have the empathy now for hiring those people or retaining those people who are either coming back from, say, the maternity leave, a more of an open policy, a more of an inclusive policy than what is usually the norm. Just talk to us about your hiring here at Mamaearth.
People often discuss about gender balance and all of those stuff, right? And what we believe is that just having some of the policies defined on paper doesn't actually solve for some of these larger concerns, right? You actually need to step up and show in actions how are you making a difference than show it on paper. So what we have done here is that we've tried to solve for that bias on the top of the funnel, where we say that for any open position, the resumes need to be 50% male and 50% female, and hence giving equal opportunity, and then deciding basis merit who deserves that position. We have mothers who have gone on mat leaves, come back to the same position that they were at, have been very, very successfully taken up their responsibilities, doing exceptionally well, growing in their careers. We are ensuring that even the moms who we employ, we are giving them a holistic balance of work and life, where we say that there will be days when your kids need you more than your work, right? It's fine, and we'll be okay with it.
Sounds really exciting. Ghazal, as enjoyable as this conversation has been, I have to take one last question in the interest of time, unfortunately. What next for you? You've achieved so much in such a short span of time. What next?
See, we want to become the #1 choice of Indian consumers when it comes to anything personal care. And for that, Mamaearth is growing. We are coming up with a lot more organic and inorganic opportunities as well. We will continue to identify some of those gaps that exist in the market where consumers are not getting what they want, and continue to innovate in that space. I mean, the only thing that we are going to crave for, even going forward, is the consumer love. Till the time I think we have that, we are in a good place, and that's what we are going to keep striving for in future as well.
Great. Thank you. It's been such a great interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's all the time we have in this Unicorn edition, but we'll continue focusing such in-depth stories with other unicorns across the country, bringing you the personal stories of what makes them who they are. It's been a pleasure doing this conversation. If you have any feedback for us, our contact details on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.